And we intend to take?
Well, I would just like to move that we certify the EIR, finding that it's been in compliance with SEQA. It was presented to us, the agency board, and we've reviewed it and considered it, and it reflects the independent judgment of our board.
Recall.
So go right ahead.
Any seconds on the motion?
Could we include in the motion that the other two things are not included in the motion, just for clarification?
Well, we'd like to clarify that. If it
Well,
looks like
I'm
you get
not-
a second to the
No,
motion,
my
then we will be
motion
giving
is-
you direction.
If I get
All right,
a
I'll second the motion, and let's, also call for the question and see whether the council is interested in going this way. So let's have a roll call on this.
What is she going to clarify?
No, the motion on the table.
The motion on the
is
table
to
is to
approve.
approve.
Full resolution.
Wait a second,
Well,
now what is
Full
that?
EIR.
That doesn't, that means, that includes the, taking the alternatives off the table and,
Right, it's the original
Yeah.
resolution. I'm sorry.
So one in
Right.
Well, 1 minute ago, I thought you said,
I just meant the clarifications as in the changes on the mitigation
Yeah.
measure.
Right.
I'm
I'm
With the
clarification
changes
made
in the
tonight.
mitigation, yes.
Wanted to make sure those get in there.
to indicate where these deletions to remove the
Uh,
alternative.
I can explain why I did that.
okay,
All right.
that would help.
I think that one of the suggestions was to remove the alternatives and to discuss them further. I think they have been discussed further. Alternative 1 is to do nothing. Alternative 2 is to lower it to a point, to lower it to a point where you have so few units that it is not financially feasible to get a developer in. So that's basically just like alternative 1, because to lower the numbers and know that nobody is going to come forward is also a no. Alternative 3 and 4, we have discussed them. They are not distributed through the city, so that, let's see, the development of affordable housing wouldn't be distributed through the city. And that, to me, is very important, creates economically diverse neighborhoods, and stated in our housing element. Alternative 3 and 4 also, they're not in the northern part of the city. Alternative 4, we don't own, and so there would be no way that we could do this in a timely manner. Who knows if the person wants to sell it or not, and I can tell you that right now, if the person thought that piece of land that he owned was wanted by the city, that price has just tripled. And I'm not sure that I want to get the city into a war on buying a piece of property that we really don't know anything about. And neither one of those properties are large enough to do the number of units that we would like to do. And in addition to that, because of the RENA numbers, if we don't use the place that we're talking about on Baseline Road, we have to come up with another place for 45 units. Because these RENA numbers don't say, oh yeah, you intended to do it, therefore it counts. You have to do it, excuse me.
Please, the public had an opportunity to comment.
that'll
This is
be-
part of the terms and
as
conditions,
adequate.
okay?
well, I'm prepared to certify the EIR today only because I do believe that the significant issue that we're talking about is the 10. And, but I'm not prepared to limit our opportunities to talk about if we remove the alternatives at this point. So unless there's an amendment to not include the alternatives at this point.
Well, let's see where we
Well,
go.
I
Yeah.
agree with Sam. Do you want-
My comment,
You want to accept an amendment, right?
the reason I second the motion is I am more than happy at this point to direct staff to initiate acquisition of both of these sites, okay?
More
Because
sites.
the current project will only satisfy 1/3 of the requirement that, based on the RENA number. Now, you can challenge as to whether the RENA number is absolute or not, but I believe the intent of the distribution is good and the number is close. And as a function of the revenue coming in from the redevelopment project, very soon we're going to have to look at additional affordable housing. And I am more than willing at this point to say that the next affordable housing project will be at these sites, okay, if that's what the residents want. And I'm willing to direct staff to start the negotiation. I hope we don't go up to 3 times the market value.
You know,
and,
in the first place, haven't we called for the question? So shouldn't we just vote?
Well,
And
okay.
then the second
I
issue would be,
think
can
that
we
would-
even take that topic on? Because that's not really agendized for tonight.
Yeah, but on the other hand, Sam did say he was not going to support it without an amendment, and I'm asking if Ellen
Okay,
is
it's-
willing to accept an
The question
amendment.
was called, so.
I think we called for the question.
Okay, I don't believe the person that made the motion is, at this point, willing to accept a friendly modification. So let's take a vote on the existing proposal, which is to accept the environmental impact report as is, including the pending changes that we just talked about, and declare that to be adequate. So let's do a voice vote on it.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes. All right, so it fails.